Good Thursday morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for KSAT News Now, our bite-sized newscast streaming every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. And we have got a jam-packed show for you today.
So today we're, of course, honoring our local veterans this Veterans Day. We're going to be showing some of the photos, plus we chat with a nonprofit giving back to veterans and first responders. Yeah,
this is a great thing going on. Plus, AT&T's naming rights are officially up for grabs. Cannot believe that, the AT&T Center. And Texas schools could soon start making kids wear masks again, Alicia.
So Fred's Fish Fry maybe for the AT&T.
Here we go. We have a poll. We're going to let the people speak.
All right.
Let's see what they have to say.
But first, a man on trial for murder making national headlines. Kyle Rittenhouse is accused of shooting 3 people, killing 2 at protest in Kenosha, Wisconsin last year.
This is a very high-profile case. So yesterday, he actually took the stand in the trial with some very emotional testimony.
Mr. Rittenhouse, you're telling us that you felt like you were about to die, right?
Yes.
But when you point the gun at someone else, that's going to make them feel like they're about to die, right? That's what you wanted him to feel.
No.
You wanted him to get the message from you that if you come any closer, I'm going to kill you. That's why you pointed the gun at him, right?
I pointed the gun at him to deter him from... I pointed the gun at him so he would stop chasing me. That's why I pointed the gun at him.
Because if you point the gun at him, you were hoping he would stop chasing you because he would get the message from you that if he keeps coming, you're going to kill him, right?
I didn't want to have to kill Mr. Rosenbaum.
So another part of this testimony, eventually he was sobbing so much that the judge actually had to call for a recess.
That's right. Kyle Rittenhouse faces 2 counts of homicide after a confrontation with Anthony Huber and Joseph Rosenbaum last year. Rittenhouse says he was threatened twice by Rosenbaum and attacked with a skateboard. Rittenhouse eventually shot and killed that man who was unarmed.
Rittenhouse was asked several times why he was even carrying an AR-15 in the first place. He claims it was to protect private property and provide first aid.
So a lot of different angles to this story, Alicia. You know, obviously he doesn't even live in Wisconsin. He traveled up there from Illinois, and apparently he was trying to, you know, trying to defend this storefront, this car dealership as well. So there's certainly a lot of questions there. The prosecutors and the defense have actually gone back and forth also in this case, which also led to that recess. So there's a lot of just heated tensions and emotions there in the courtroom.
And now this case is in jeopardy because Rittenhouse attorneys are possibly seeking mistrial. So they kind of mentioned it yesterday. So we'll see what continues with this. Yeah,
and we've been streaming this on KSAT.com, so anytime you get our alert, you can check that out. So moving on to statewide news here. Change in plans for Governor Abbott's executive order that forbid mask mandates in school. Well, just yesterday, a federal judge overruled the ban, which means that Texas schools can once again set their own rules when it comes to face masks.
So this has been a months-long battle back and forth with parents, with schools, of course, with the state. The judge cited that Governor Greg Abbott's executive order violated the Americans with Disabilities Act, which means that students can't benefit from the programs, services, and activities at public schools. Attorneys with the Disability Rights Texas group say no student should be forced to make a choice between forfeiting their education or risking their health. And in court documents, Ryan Kircher, the attorney representing the state, argued that neither the Attorney General nor the state education agency were enforcing the executive order, so they could not be sued. So overall, the power is back in the hands of schools. So we'll see if here locally anything changes with that. Yeah, definitely a lot of response from our school districts throughout this entire process as well. So yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on it. So big news in Spurs land this morning. Starting next season, the home of the Silver and Black will no longer be called the AT&T Center. Yeah, this is pretty interesting here. So after 2 decades, the team officially announced this morning, this is brand new information, they're putting their arena's naming rights on the market. So this after AT&T decided not to renew its contract. So of course, a couple of months ago, there was hearsay, you know, what was going to happen. Well, now it's official. The Spurs hired Legends Global Partnerships amid search for new naming partner. All right, so they have a new firm to get the search going. Yes, a new firm. This is what a lot of different, you know, franchises, teams do. So we all remember the AT&T Center was built in the early 2000s. It was called the SBC Center before the SBC, that company, merged with AT&T. And then this was really kind of the sort of writing on the wall, is that they ended up moving the headquarters from San Antonio to Dallas. AT&T had this long contract, so we will no longer see that. Maybe we'll get a local company here. Fred's
be the
Fish
naming.
Fry? I'm just kidding. All right. So
You're really
I just
want
think it's
Fred's Fish
funny.
Fry.
I just think it's hilarious. You can go online. We have a poll there asking you what name you would like to see replace AT&T.
Yeah, a couple of the options here. Of course, so HEB is probably the favorite here. They do all the commercials with the Spurs. They do all the advertising with the
That's
Spurs.
true.
USAA actually has gotten a lot of votes here, but we also have Rico's Cheese, Burger Boy, Mi Tierra, Bill Miller's,
Yeah.
Bucky's. How about the Bucky Beaver? The Beaver versus the Coyote.
Maybe. You have more than 10 options, so go online and you can take that poll.
Several
RJ,
options here.
Well, today a very special day. It's Veterans Day, a day to honor and celebrate.
Yes, and I think we're actually going to do stick figure sports
Okay.
first. Yes, so here we go. We got stick figure sports going on here this morning on KSAT News Now.
We'll get to Veterans Day in just a bit. Very
Yeah,
eager
that was the
here.
first time we run that animation, so I don't know what to say
And I
about that.
missed it because, all right, anyways.
So the Spurs, yes, sticking with
Hand
the
it
Spurs.
over.
They played last night against Los Reyes de Sacramento, just playing the Sacramento Kings.
All right.
And here
We know
was
the
the
drill.
results here. So here we have stick figure men, DeJounte Murray, my guy, DJ, and you know, he's DJ5, that's his
Are we
number.
going to camera 4? There
we go. Yeah, DJ5, that's his number right there. But I put DJ Money right there because this dude was straight cash last night. 26 points, had a great all-around game. Look at my guy there. He's rocking the New Balance as usual. That's his primary sponsor.
gosh,
it's also
the
Kawhi Leonard.
details, so
Hey,
great.
you know, I try and do this right.
Bravo.
Go Spurs, go. So DeJounte Murray, he's been their best player this year. So shout out to DeJounte. So if we can move on to the next stick figure,
Okay,
Alicia.
shut up.
Okay.
Go Spurs, go.
This was my horrible attempt to draw a crown or a king.
This?
Yes, right
Oh my gosh, that looks like a basket of fries.
Exactly. That would be the Sacramento, the sad Kings, because the Spurs beat him. And then we have a cloud there. Remember last week we had a cloud that was very sad. This time it's happy because the Spurs were making it rain from three-point land. Doug McDermott there, 17 points. Doug McBuckets. Did you know his name was Doug McBuckets?
No, I did not.
Yeah,
Great
so that's
artwork.
stick figure sports. And now we have this crazy animation. Henry Keller, our art director, put that together.
Very good.
Yeah.
That looked awesome. All right, so now let's get to Veterans Day, a day to honor and celebrate the brave men and women who have served our country, as well as honoring their families. It's a very special holiday across the country, but especially for our viewers here in Military City, USA. So we want to share some of your shout outs to the veterans in your family. So
Yeah.
here we have Staff Sergeant Jose E. Maris Jr.
Yeah, so, and we have a little comment from him. And then we have Michael Angel Corpus. Michael Angel Corpus, maybe, currently serving in the U.S. Army at Fort Stewart. We're very proud of you, mijo. God bless. Very cool stuff. Shout out there.
And then here for Master Sergeant.
Joseph Mendiola.
And it says his family writes, my veteran Joseph Mendiola served 21 years in the Air Force. Thank you to him and to his family for their sacrifice.
Absolutely, yeah, and we're getting a bunch of people that's sending us their shout outs to their veterans. We also have this website on KSAT.com, or this article on KSAT.com that's talking about some stuff that veterans could get today for free. You know, obviously a lot of these businesses and companies want to show their appreciation. I think WashTub giving out free car washes, a bunch of places for food, free meals like Bubba's, Olive Garden, Red Lobster. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on for veterans today.
So again, a big thank you to veterans and their families for all that they have done for our nation. And a former firefighter and his wife are giving back to veterans in a big way, not just today, but really they've been doing it for quite some time.
Yeah, that's right. For years now, John and Amy Henderson with Legacy Farmstead and Bernie have been helping veterans and first responders along with their families battle PTSD, sorry about that, trauma and chronic stress.
Well, he joins us live now to talk about some of the new ways he's helping veterans. John, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, so we've heard from you before with Legacy Farmstead because y'all are doing such great things, but one of the newer approaches, if you will, if we want, you know, the community wants to help out, is through Airbnb. So how are y'all working with Airbnb and how is that helping veterans?
Yeah, so we have a couple proper homes on the property here at Legacy Farmstead, and what we've been doing is we've been putting one or two of those up on Airbnb, and what that does is, one, it generates money for the nonprofit, so we can continue serving veteran and first responder families but also it's a way to get the word out of what we're doing. So we're having people come out that are already looking for a place to stay in this area, and they're getting to spend a little bit of time here and experience what a family that's struggling or needs some time to relax and some R&R gets to experience. So it's a way of sharing our mission as well as generating revenue or money to support what we're doing out here.
And this is really cool. It's a 30-acre ranch. It's located just 5 miles north of the iconic Bernie. And this is really, the views are just breathtaking, but also what the nonprofit focuses on is equestrian therapy. So there are animals out there that not only the veterans, first responders dealing with PTSD can benefit, but also the families, right?
Correct. Yes. Yeah, so it's just an experience to be here and to relax, and then also just getting introduced to general horsemanship and groundwork, and being around the animals in general is a very, very healing process. But we try a very low stress, no pressure approach to provide an experience to them that hopefully they create a bond and a healing time while they're here.
Yeah, John, those are amazing photos that we're looking at right now. And I was scrolling through your Instagram account earlier, and I saw that obviously you guys incorporate the animals with all this. But what's been the response that you guys have gotten so far, not only from the equestrian therapy, but also now the Airbnb setup? So what's just been the response from these families that are taking part in this experience?
They're just, the families are grateful to be here. And of course, we're just so honored and blessed that God has given us this opportunity to serve them. But as well, the families that come out that get to see firsthand through Airbnb what we're doing, some of them come with that expectation of doing a little bit of research and knowing what we are, and some of them come and get totally blindsided and just blown away by like you said, the views and the animals and what we do here on a weekly and daily basis. And so it's just it's a great experience, and everybody that has come here has been very grateful for the opportunity to be here. And again, we are so grateful and honored to have the opportunity to serve these folks.
John, well, we want to thank you for making the time to be with us on KSAT News Now this morning. Those at home, if you're interested in learning more about Legacy Farmstead, you can look them up on Facebook, Instagram. They're very active. Also, if you're interested in the Airbnb, literally Google Airbnb Legacy Farmstead, and you'll be able to find their listing there. John, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. That just seems amazing. I know you went out there a few years ago to do a story when they were doing the equestrian therapy, right? So what was kind of that experience like?
Well, one, the beautiful scenery, right? The looking out to Bernie, it's just absolutely beautiful, the views that they have. But also John and Amy, they do so much for the community, and they really have poured their heart and soul into this. Their 2 kids are also very involved. So it's just beautiful. I have been able to meet some of the veterans, first responders who have been out there, and they're just very thankful, and this really does help them. So this is a really cool thing to be able to give back in a way of, you can go have a staycation, but also give back to these families who need it so much.
Yeah, you definitely cannot go wrong with that when you mix in all those awesome animals out there and the horses. A pretty cool experience. And we have a few more photos to share this morning. These are from viewers that they sent in, obviously their shout outs to the veterans and their families. This is Cruz right here. He's a proud Army veteran and loved grandpa and dad, and we are so blessed to still have him in our lives.
Oh, wow. To be able to conserve those pictures, I think, is always so special. Right, we have Mr. Richard, a pilot in the U.S. Navy. His family says, "Thank you, Bappa, for serving our country. May you rest in peace in heaven. We miss you."
Yeah, that's a great one. I think we have one more. Okay, this is from Major Brian Knutson. He's a retired U.S. Air Force, served many holidays, birthdays, anniversaries overseas. Family members and service members sacrifice so much. That's absolutely right. So all of us can be free to celebrate with our families. That is so true. Hey.
All right, well, with weather, cold front, did you feel it?
It felt pretty good this morning. I was out at actually doing something else at the Veterans Wellness Center, and we did it inside, but it was great outside. They're doing an outdoor event. I think it was actually starting up here in a little bit, but yeah, it just was amazing weather this morning.
Feels really nice, and this sets us up for a great few days. Unfortunately, we didn't get any rain with this front. You can see on this satellite and radar loop, all the rain was off just east of San Antonio, really closer to the Houston area. So we kind of just missed out. A few showers down along the coast currently, but otherwise the rain was all to the east nonetheless. This cold front has moved through. It will continue to move south for the rest of the day, but again, this sets us up for beautiful weather outside. Currently awesome, low 70s. Our wind is out of the north behind that front. It will be breezy today. We've got a wind gust up closer to 25 miles per hour, but here's the key here. Our dew points will fall again behind this front and actually behind another kind of reinforcing front tomorrow, and that dry air is just what makes it feel so nice outside. So temperatures currently 60s in the hill country. That's really nice. 70s elsewhere, but everyone gets to cash in on this drop in humidity. So look at our dew points up in the hill country. They're in the 40s. Down to the south, anywhere from Cotulla over to Beeville, they're still a little higher in the 60s and 70s. But as this drier air continues to filter in today, and actually over the next few days, everyone will get drier air in place. And look at, just compared to this time yesterday, our dew point here in San Antonio is down almost 20 degrees. So that is a pretty significant change. And again, this just makes things feel really comfortable. We'll actually see another kind of reinforcing shot of cooler, drier air tomorrow into the weekend. So that drops our dew points even more by this weekend, and it just sets us up for beautiful weather heading into the next several days. So here's a look at your Veterans Day forecast. Again, we can't thank you enough, veterans, for your service. Enjoy the beautiful weather today. High temperatures this afternoon in the 70s. We'll quickly see temperatures fall into the 60s and then the 50s late tonight with that drier air in place. Beautiful weather, you guys. Look at this by the weekend, amazing. By Saturday. Yeah. High temperatures, upper 60s for some lucky folks, and generally pleasant through the weekend. Now by the middle part of next week, we'll bring the humidity back, and it'll be a touch warmer, but enjoy the next few days.
Man.
Enjoy it while you can if you love
the
cooler weather.
So great just to kind of get outside and do something, especially as we were talking about Veterans Day here today, just be able to spend some time out there with some family. Yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Absolutely. Well, remember, big reminder, Monday through Friday now from now on KSAT News Now, which means we'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. But we do want to get to some Facebook comments here. Yeah, we have a couple here talking about the AT&T Center renaming it. This one, Rambotron Moron. Okay, Rambotron. So it should be renamed to the HEB Center, and that's a perfect name to replace it. Another person, Linda Mitchell, says, love my HEB, my vote, and my hubby. Okay, that's her and her hubby voting there. Shout out to her hubby.
Yeah, OM Garcia says, happy Veterans Day. And we, of course, also want to give a shout out to Robert Flowers. He's our director. He's a veteran as well. What's up, Robert? There you go, man. Big shout out. He's making the show go here. Jonathan Cotto's also a veteran.
Yeah,
one of our
Jonathan
reporters.
Cotto.
So I know we have like a few here and stuff.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And then a lot of the parents of the employees here have also served. So thank you to them. Again, they sacrifice so much, right? Yeah. From the service, the families being there as a support system, as a pillar. So thank you. We honor you today.
And we will hear more stories from them coming up at noon. Thank you very much for being with us on KSAT News Now.